right, I want to show you some fun activities that I'm adding to the classroom, or I hope will be fun activities. We're going into spring, well, little bit into spring already, so middle of spring. It is almost the end of April, and I've been focusing on weather and focusing on clouds, starting to add a little more flowers in. Flower arranging activity, which is still quite popular, which reminds me I need to find the compost bin to put out for that. So I've got this set up for the morning. I took a day off yesterday. I'll talk a little more about that later. But then I found this tube activity where it's got 8 different flowers. So they match the flowers, and then they learn the names of the flowers, and then they're going to practice handwriting with the flowers. This is a tracing activity that I got from a company called Missy Montessori, and she has really beautiful work. I actually have another activity on the shelf that I did of hers. This bird activity, which was really a lot of fun. So I'm going to probably keep that one out and put this one on. We have plans to make a weather wheel. I want to do a book where they can start talking about themselves more. This is the new thing. I'm going to start bringing in rocks and minerals. And then I'm going to send home a little note for them to bring in some of their own rocks so we can talk about them. And then focus on rough, smooth rock, mineral, crystal. And then I'm going to be doing a windsock, which I have done. So it's like a windsock, kite, more about the wind, and then we live in Arizona, so some Arizona projects. So I've got a few things that I'm putting together with that. I've already done the main shape in cardstock, and now I need to cut out construction paper for the little shapes for them to match them in the right order onto the kite. But yeah, had a break where I went to go see my sister in Colorado for the weekend. That was really a lot of fun. And now just coming in a little bit refreshed, for sure, a lot of refreshed, and preparing for another family event that is going to be happening on Thursday. So, like I said, it was good to get out. Now I'm back a little bit more focused, aiming towards that finish line, which is like the end of May. Stars texting actually happens next week. So yeah, really gonna have a sense of like, okay, now you get to show what you know. So, all right. So we are in the final weeks of the very first school year. I would say today is April 29th. So we have one more month to go, and then a lot of the children will probably stop coming in June, even though we have availability for June. But yeah, I took the day off to go see my sister. It was much needed. Went to Colorado, just hung out, had a good time. I think I've mentioned in prior videos, because the year has been so hard, I've made it a point to try to take at least one day off every other week because I have the time to do it. And yeah, because I now have a new assistant. It's going, it's going fine, as fine as it can go, because we let it go for a very long time in this other direction. And what we're finding is, a lot of the children that needed help, I can launch them forward in the best ways that I know how, but if they still need emotional support and that sort of thing, I can only do so much. And then it really shows up. Sorry, there's a penny on the floor. Lucky penny. It really shows up when I take a day off. And so I guess it was quite the day when I took the day off. And a lot of revelation, shall I say, was to be had in the way the person that I used to have, an assistant, handles things. And all I can say is it's by the grace of God, because it felt like for so many months either people thought I was exaggerating, or they thought that I was just someone who just couldn't work well with people and all of those things. And what they're finding is that I've been sitting in a cauldron for months, and every once in a while it just starts to boil over. Just because there's just a lot of behaviors. I want to say realistically, there's about 7 children with some sort of behavior, and it's just like popcorn. They just, most days it's only a couple of them. Sometimes it's all of them. And apparently on the day I was off, it was most of them. So, so when I had, because we have meetings all the time, observations all the time, and in the meeting yesterday, it was very much like this, like sobering, okay, we get what it is you've been going through all these months. And it wasn't a place that I felt like, gloating at all. I think more of it was like relief, like, okay, my reputation as a teacher has been restored, and then, I came home, I did my usual, went to the gym, made dinner, and I just, even as I was, winding down for the night, it was just on my mind, like, why did it have to be this way? Why did it have to take so long? And then the children that were deciding to be on the forefront, unfortunately, are the children who always seem to be on the forefront of how we're going to handle this first. And I still don't really know what to do or what to make of it, as I am the only Black person in my location. And so I guess I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting for what could come next, in the form of conversations with parents, in the form of how I can really articulate what is going on. I don't think it's malicious. I think, like we always say, it's people who mean well, people who want to help, but they don't have the self-awareness to understand that these behaviors are from a deep place, and they manifest differently in different races of children. And, there's a part of me that is it an Esther moment for me, that I'm here for such a time as this, that I can speak to it. But I really need just some wisdom from above on how to really go at this. Because I want to finish this year strong, and I want to finish this year in a way that supports these children, because it's not their fault that it has taken so long for what's been going on with them to get onto their radar, onto the people who can make decisions radar. So as I go in this morning, I'm really being very contemplative about that. I've also made the decision to not have an outdoor environment anymore, because the transition for at least 3 children is just too much every single day, and it just wears on you. And so, it's going to be a brand new system today. We're going to start class jobs today. So those things I'm really excited about, because it's like, okay, now we're just going to be in a room together, kind of like at the very beginning when there was no outdoor environment. And we're just going to figure out how to do a work cycle that starts, from 8:30 in the morning when they come in till we have lunch at 11 o'clock or 11:15. We do a group time and then go to lunch. So that's a full 2.5 hours. It's going to be great, and then it's going to sometimes not be great, and it's just going to be what it is. And I think this is the best thing for all of us, to kind of get to that place where we really understand what all has been kind of cooking in this classroom, and then we just start dealing with it. So I am excited. I'm excited because I feel like at the end of all this, I know I have learned enough. I learned a lot. I have grown so much as a teacher. I still have a preference for the type of classroom I'd prefer to be in, and an age group of children that I want to work with. But for at least one more year, it's going to be this way. So